name is Naj Daniels, and I am a resident of San Francisco. I stay in the Patrol Hill neighborhood. I'm out here today because I'm a union member. I'm also a union worker, but I'm black first. And I know that the brutality with the police department has to stop, and we're calling on our local officials, we're calling on our mayor, we're calling on our board of supervisors to step in and implement the things that need to be implemented. They have DOJ recommendations to work on. We can appropriate more funds, take some funding away from the police department. I know that their budget is wrapped with a lot of unnecessary charges that they don't need, and put it back into the community where it matters. Start giving us access. It's time out for the white supremacist privilege that permeates our country, that racks the poor and the marginalized. And so as a union member, it's what we stand for in the union. We fight for justice. So that's what we're here today doing, all unions coming together for the right, the just. We're fighting for social and economic justice. Right now it's for the black lives, but we do it for all lives because that's what we stand for as a union.
And you think there's racism, systemic racism in San Francisco?
I know that there's systemic racism in San Francisco. I've been a resident for 42 years. I can tell you about when I was going to school as an elementary school, and even being pushed into certain schools that didn't offer the best education because of where my area code or my zip code placed me. I could tell you about not getting all of the classes that I needed and being wrapped up in the high school, not knowing that I was already going down a preschool to prison pipeline, something that I didn't learn about until I was well off into college. But all of these things have been personal experiences in my life. I have people in my family that have been caught up in the prison system that are affected by mass incarceration, but have broke the chains because people have offered them access, but not everybody has availed those access. I feel like it's definitely reaching the areas that it's never reached before. Of course, I'm sure you guys all watch the news. It's not only happening right here in the United States of America, it's reached worldwide. So we're now dealing with a worldwide issue, and I'm grateful for the support that is definitely putting the pressure on an issue that should have been dealt with a long time ago.
Coming out for you guys.
I'll leave you with one statement. The revolution will not be televised.
My name is Jessica. I think it's important to pay reparations. I think it's important to defund the police departments. I think it's important that cops be held accountable.
And the situation of workers' mass unemployment, has your union been affected by unemployment?
My union is Unite Here. We're 90% unemployed.
What's happening with your members? How are they surviving?
Well, I can't speak for them, but I'm personally using this time to train myself, to organize, to rest and get ready to go back to work.
Parade. Did you see Khalil? No. He's on staff at 10 o'clock now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace.
Yeah.
Brandon Dawkins, San Francisco County Area Rep, SEIU 1021. So I'm out here because, the injustice against black people, it's been going on for far too long. The police has been killing us for far too long. The institutions has been killing us for far too long. So we got to put an end to that. So that's why I'm here.
And the city is talking about budget cuts, 10% next year, social services, mental health. What does that mean to the people who are being affected, African Americans?
So that means that the people from this community right here, that means that somebody might be without services. So we got to preserve those services. So what we asking, instead of taking away the services, we actually defund the police department so they could divert those funds back into the community.
And the 75 billionaires in San Francisco.
And we definitely got to go after them. Yeah, we definitely got to go after them because they living here for free. I mean, they got business here for free. So now we can't have that. We got to tax all the Twitters, the Wells Fargos, and all of them.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
My name is Omar Pratt, and I'm here today because February 4th, 1995 at 10:33 p.m.,
The SFPD shot at me 46 times and 19 bullets hit my car. And by the grace of God, I'm still here today. I'm a survivor, and I want to talk about what they done to me. They're right here behind you. Also, 1972, they killed my father. My father's name is Josiah Pratt. They killed my father. Earl Sanders, chief of police, killed my dad in 1972. And guess what? He's retired. He's living his life. My dad is in the ground. Said my dad was a gangster. Because they are. They some fake gangsters. They can carry guns and we can't. They some fake gangsters. The guy that killed me might be out here right now. I don't know who he is, but his name is the guy that tried to kill me, he might be out here right now. His name is Van Cole. We got Van Cole, we have Martin Lloyd, we have a bunch of police from SFPD. They are corrupt. I'm still here to talk about it. They killed Aaron Williams. They killed Aaron Williams back in 1995. They killed Squeegee, Keith Hangston from Lakeview back in 1995. They killed Sidney Moe back in 1995. But guess what? Nobody's saying their names. But I'm here to say their names. I'm here to say their names and put that on something.
My name is Harold Powell. I'm the San Francisco Industry Chair for SEIU. And what brought me here today is because I'm old school. I've been fighting protesters. I remember when they, Rodney King, I was in that protest when they burned down LA, you know. I've been fighting this civil rights since I was a little kid, you know. What brings me out here is things have to change, not just reforming the police departments in this country, also the justice system in this country has to be reformed. And that's what brings me out here.
And the unemployment now, 5 million workers in California, a lot of them African American. What's going to happen as far as survival?
That's just it. You know, it's our employment in the black neighborhoods for centuries has been up. We have been, you know, the jobs that we get, we're the front liners. We've always been the front liners, you know. It's just the quality, the education that we get, you know. I grew up in South Central LA, you know. It's an area that's the only place my parents could buy a house at, you know. So the system just has to change. It really does.
What about San Francisco? 75 billionaires? People in tents all over the place?
It's crazy, you know. Life is, I don't know, this country, we built this country, you know. And the rich just get richer off of our backs. And the system just has to change. I don't want to be the richest person in the world. I just want a little part of it, just to live.
What about the wealthy, billionaires? Do you think the billionaires should pay for this? Because there's going to be massive budget cuts. We're talking about cutting social services.
Oh yeah, you know, I think the billionaires, and one thing for communities and school first campaign should be reaching out.
Just let us hold on to you.
My name's Judy Sorrell, and I'm here. We got a call from my union, so I'm here for that. But I'm here for Black Lives Matter. I'm here for social justice and change. And
what should the unions be doing in the United States around this issue?
Well, they should get rid of the police union for one thing, because it's obviously not a union. The unions, I noticed today, the Teamsters are out here. We represent all the city workers, and I'm sure as things get larger that the unions should be joining in on it, because I work with a lot of with the folks in the constituency from it. But the police union should not be called a union. It's some sort of benevolent BS system.
The POA has defended these police murders in San Francisco?
Yeah. All of it, yeah. Alex and Mario Woods, I'm just thinking about, I hear all the names mentioned, and I just remember that young man got shot 25 times, you know. And yeah, it's got to end. It's very heartening seeing everybody out in the streets. My granddaughter's in New York right now, out in the street. Actually, 2 of them are, and one's in England out in the streets. So, you know, places where people need to be, but they need to vote, they need to organize and everything.
And it looks like there are going to be massive budget cuts. O'Connell is saying that he wants to attack the pensions.
Oh yeah, they're going to try to attach everything. You know what it is? It's like Trump to me is just is their dummy they stick out there, and they're a very evil, narcissistic one. But it's those guys behind him, Barr and those other people. They're the real culprits. So they're like the Goerings and the guys that were behind Hitler. But they're going to try to make everything worse. They're going to use all kinds of excuses because they're going to try to destroy this. And I don't think it's going to happen. I just have much more faith in people coming up and the diversity, and that old stuff's not going to ride anymore.
Well, Trump would like to have a dictatorship.
Oh yeah.
What do you think the union should do about that? Because it seems like he's moving to declare martial law if he could, and arrest people and use the government to.
Oh well, they'll be out in the streets. They'll stop. They'll go on strike. A few general strikes. How about the longshoremen? They can stop everything from moving, and that's money. So when they can come back where the money is, that to me is how it will work.
George Floyd, George Floyd, George Floyd, George Floyd, George Floyd.
Bus driver, 18.
Yeah, fine.
And why are you here today?
I'm here today to support the liberation of black men and women who've been persecuted and murdered without punity over centuries and centuries. And now I'm proud to be here at 68 years old to say enough is enough.
Can you talk about what's going on today while you're here?
Well, there's many more. Martha Hawthorne.
We're all wrapped up.
I know. This is a important day, a sad day, but a powerful day because we're here saying the names. And as I wrote the names, I tried to think of every person and realizing there's thousands, millions more worldwide. My message is stop the militarization of the police. Money has to go to prevention and schools and hospitals and care for people, not corporations and not police. So I'm here today, a bit scary because I don't want to get this virus. I don't want to spread it, but I couldn't stay home. So I'm encouraged by all the people that care so deeply. They care so deeply about racial justice because this is a multiracial movement in some ways that's getting into the streets with pent-up rage for a whole lot of things. The wealth gap is horrifying and unacceptable.
The billionaires are growing?
The billionaires are growing. The corporations are getting bailed out and people aren't. So we're angry and organized for a whole lot of different reasons. But today it is to stop the murder of black people everywhere. I'm in SEIU 10 to 1, and we're doing the best we can. We're here. We're here, we're queer, get used to it. I remember that one. All those slogans come to mind. Thank you.
Here with IATSE Local 16. We're here to support the Black Lives Matter movement and push for racial justice and to end violence against people of color. I think labor should push back and demilitarize the police. I think that we should hold police accountable, especially police unions.
Dakota, Local 16, IATSE.
And what brings you here today?
I had to put my body out on the line. Sitting at home, typing on Facebook and Instagram is great, but we need to show our presence in the streets and make our voices heard. We're almost 100% unemployed, so we're ready to work.
I'm part of the union, and I'm glad 1021. My place of employment we don't have, definitely a lack of black people in our positions. I think that's and lack of, black people as leaders in my job.
Do you think there's systemic discrimination in
Oh God, yeah, of course.
What examples?
Well, the fact that there aren't any black people in my job. I work for, obviously I work for the city, right? And my department has a lot of people, and I could probably count the black people on my hand. My department, I feel like, is doing some work, but it's a lot of work.
Black lives matter. 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 Black lives matter.
My name is Dwayne Gaines. I got a non-profit, Just Stop Killing People of Action. Born and raised, I went to Bret Harte. I was here before this was built. Yeah, I was born in 1964 at General Hospital. The cameraman wasn't even born when I was here.
Okay, thanks.
I seen a murder about 3 years ago. I had my back turned against the wall. And I told them I didn't see that, and then they rushed me in the car, handcuffed me, threw me on my stomach, and they punched me in my face. And then they tried to...
Where was it at?
It was at San Bruno in Silver. And then they tried to get the ambulance to come to talk to me, don't press charges. And then they said, well, we ain't gonna take you to jail, we'll just release you. I said, no, take me to General. And then the guy said, you want $5,000? I said, yeah. He said, go check $5,000. Then I was told, don't sue the police for $5,000. If you sue them for $1 million, they mess with you. Think they mess with you now until they stop you. So I didn't take the $5,000. I didn't want to sue for no million. I didn't want to go through the process. So when I see him, I get a little angry, and then it brings up my experience, especially when I see on the news, they push a 75-year-old man down, his feet come out of his leg, and then what they did to the man throat now.
Westminster retired laborers union and supporter of the Spartacus League, which advocates for a workers' government. The slogan here today that I wanted to bring on a banner, but I didn't have the opportunity to get anything, is that we should force the cops, the jail guards, and the sheriff's deputies out of the labor movement. They have no place in the labor movement. They are oppressors, the guard dogs of the capitalist class. And it should be the slogan of this labor movement today is that they have to be thrown out of the labor movement.
Going to Honda Hospital, an essential worker on the front line, and our current VP of San Francisco for SEIU 10-1, Teresa.
Hello, brothers and sisters. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. No racist? No peace. No racist? No peace. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. I stand here today as a mother with my own kids. I stand here today as a union member. I stand here today as a frontline worker. And I stand proudly today as a representative of SEIU 1021 union. Our union represents the community. An injury to one is an injury to all. So this is not about just black people protecting themselves. This is all of us as a community. Black, white, red, yellow, green, no matter who you are, when black people are injured in this country, we're all injured. And I will say this before I leave. You know, in 1963, Emperor Haile Selassie spoke in front of the United Nations. And he said these words, and I'm saying this word to every mother here who worries about her sons, every black mother, every black parent who worries every time their child leaves, every black mother who worries when their child jogs, who worries when their child goes to a party, who worries when their child goes to school, who worries for their husband every time he's driving to or from work, or he decides to go see some friends. I'm here speaking these words for all of us. until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited, utterly destroyed, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. There will be war and rumors of war. And until that day, we Africans will fight till we find it necessary, because we know we will win, because we have the victory of good over evil. We have the victory of good over evil. We will win. Let's fight. Do not back down. Fight.
All right, keep it going for Teresa. That is a passionate black mother right there. Next up, we have Yan Park. She is the VP of the East Bay region.
Hello everyone. I am a Korean American. I stand for our black brothers and sisters who's being victimized by police in our society. As for immigrants to come here have a better life, I think we are responsible for stand up for justice, and we are here to fight together. We must continue to fight to end black anti-racism and structural racism. Racism is upon earth that bring many destruction in our society. And I am a mother like Teresa does, and I wanted my kid to live in a better world. Why we can't be living in the same world that everybody has an equal? So we have a dream. I had a dreams that have a world that we wanted to be living in. The world where the racial and economic equity prevail, where everybody can participate, prosper, and reach our full potential. Black Lives Matter is not a slogan. It is a call for justice to end anti-black racism and dismantle structural racism. I call on a Korean American community and all nations to stand in solidarity with the black community, because we are all in this together. Black Lives Matter.
All right, I'm looking at some of these signs out here. Yellow Peril supports Black Power. Justice for George. Combat physical force with soul force. No school police in schools. And one young lady had a beautiful sign that said, how many murders by police were not caught on video? We have so many of our brothers and sisters that have been taken down. And today, we stand here to say, we're not against the police, we're against police brutality. All right, our next speaker, his name is Derek Boutte. He is the Social and Economic Justice Chair for SEIU 10-1 and also an essential worker with Alameda Healthcare Systems.
Thank you. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are being suffocated by COVID-19, racism, police brutality, public housing, mass incarceration. There are 17,986 police agencies in the United States of California. Let's make them put that money back into the black communities. Let's make sure that our youth and our children has a vision that they can see that is bright and their futures are positive. Let's make sure that we put a bill together to legislation that say police brutality and murder is a federal offense, a hate crime, and that they can be incarcerated for life. Let's stand together in justice on a consistent basis right now. Let's make sure that we keep fighting and protesting in these streets. Let's make sure that we're supporting our sisters and brothers. Let's make sure that we're supporting each other in the workplaces. Let's make sure that we're standing up for our communities. Right now, we're dealing with so much racism in this society. The police don't care. The police don't mind. They got to get our foot off our necks right now. There is justice needed out here. We're going to stand in solidarity. We're going to push for legislation that's going to push for bills to Congress, like I said, that's going to hold this administration accountable. Let's make sure that our children do have a positive outcome out here. Let's make sure that we can cut back on unemployment. Let's make sure that we have more job opportunities. Let's make sure that justice will prevail. Oh, and before I forget, the media, we know you out there. We know that you're sitting up being hit with billy clubs, sprayed with mace, pepper sprayed. It's time for you to write our narratives of justice. Put them on the front page. Take them to the White House. Take them to white supremacy in their mansions and their homes. And write on the front cover, we can't stop. We won't stop. Justice for the people.
Until there's fair and equity in education. We're going to keep on marching until there's fair and equity housing. We're going to keep on marching. We're going to keep on demonstrating until